Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been saving this steep shoreline for my excavator with that brush cutter, but since I got the tractor out, I'm going to show you the techniques that I use for it. You kind of got to have a top link, a hydraulic top link, or at least it makes it a lot easier and safer. And I don't want it to become woods again. So let's hop in the Coyote and I'll show you how I knock this steep shoreline out to get it bush hogged, hopefully without rolling it or sending it in the pond. Hey guys, Capper here. Welcome back and welcome to our channel if you are a new viewer. So this is one of the best uses of a hydraulic top link for bush hogging, because it helps you get angles that you wouldn't get manually, and even if you did adjust it manually, every angle is different. So this hydraulic top link is really a game changer, not only for bush hogging but for disking and doing other tractor things as well. So just like the title says, I'm going to talk about the 6 things that you probably should know before you go ahead and order your top link for your tractor. The first one that you need to know is make sure it has a locking block on it. I'm gonna link up a couple of the top links that I have ordered recently through Amazon, but you have to have that locking block. What that does is it locks, so when you let go of your hydraulic top link, it locks it in place. So if you didn't have the locking block on there and you changed your angle, what would happen is the hydraulic would sag and it would slowly release the pressure and change the angle. So you absolutely need a locking block on there for a hydraulic top link. The second thing you need to know is if you want to get a Cat 1 or a Cat 2. That's category 1 or 2 in tractor talk. I've done both, and I don't recommend getting a Cat 2, even if you have a Cat 2 tractor. I do have one of each. I got a Cat 1, a Coyote NS6010, that's a category 1, and I got the RX 7320. It's a 73 horsepower category 2 tractor, so it can handle bigger implements. However, most of the implements and attachments you use, even if you have a category 2, are really category 1 implements. So with the category 2 hydraulic top link, I had to do a lot of grinding and add bushings. And if you look at the power rating, the hydraulic power, if you will, between the Cat 1 and the Cat 2 hydraulic top link, they're basically the same. There's nothing on a Cat 1 hydraulic top link that you're not going to be able to use if you get a Cat 1. So that's my recommendation. Stick with a Cat 1 top link, even if you have a Cat 2 tractor, based on my experiences with both. The next thing you need to know is your span, your open and closed span. You need to measure the distance. Like I use a quick attach for almost all of my stuff. Doesn't matter whether you use it or not, but you need to measure the minimum and maximum spread on your particular tractor, because there's really no charts that are going to give you this, on how far you need it to open to get your angle, like when I'm bush hogging here, but then also how small you need it to close to get not only back to level with your implement, but to tilt it a little bit, like if you're going over ditches and that. So you need to know the measurements, and these two I've attached. I'll show you the measurements, but you need to know your measurements on how small and how big you want that thing to open. And then the next thing you need to know, number 4, is if you look at these two that I have bought, one of them has this big bulky clamp end on it, which I guess you could attach that maybe to a quick attach, although it wouldn't work on the ones that I use. I don't like this bulky end, but you can detach it. I don't recommend it based on my experiences. I've had both over the years, and it's just a lot easier having this normal one. Now, you might have a specific use to have that, but if you have a quick attach, the problem is that bulky latch on the end ain't gonna fit in your quick attach. You know, that's again one of the times I had to grind it and cut it down with a torch because I didn't feel like returning it and waiting. I was impatient, but whatever. So I don't recommend this clamp end on it. I recommend just a straight small end that'll fit in most any kind of quick attach. Number 5, if you have a Cat 2 tractor, if you decide to order a Cat 1 hydraulic top link, you'll probably need some bushings. Matter of fact, the Cat 2 connectors are going to be too big for a Cat 1, so you're going to have to swap those out with some bushings. Bushings, they're basically called Cat 1 to Cat 2 bushings. You know, they're reducers, or you might have to get a smaller pin and then get a bushing to make it fit. But just so you know, you'll probably need some bushings if you have a Cat 2 tractor or you go with a Cat 2 hydraulic top link, but just FYI. And then the last thing, which is also extremely important, is you need to know if you have an extra SCV, you know, an extra hydraulic set of plugs, because ideally you want to be able to tilt your top link with whatever you're doing, whether you're disking, whether you're bush hogging, whether you're grading a driveway, box blading, back blading. All of these things have very good uses for that hydraulic top link, but you need to have an extra set of hydraulic plugs in the back there, SCVs, to operate it. So if you only have one set, that's probably not going to work. I mean, unless you have like a box blade, let's say, that could probably work. But if you have a hydraulic, like I have a TR3 tractor grading implement that has a hydraulic set of SCVs itself, so I would need at least 2 sets of rear SCVs so that not only I could operate the grading equipment hydraulic, but I could also operate the tilt, the top link, which is very useful with grading and all these other things. So that's my top 6 tips for you guys. I did link the ones that I have used in the past and ordered through the Amazon, through the tags on this video. If it helps you, I appreciate it. Best of luck to all you guys out there. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Maybe I'll see you again on a future video. Take care.